portion of the windmill, I'm gonna really focus more on clockwise. You will be adjusting to how you're comfortable with in terms of direction, but to keep it more detailed, my right leg is gonna be what I consider my pioneer leg, and my left leg is gonna be more on the control here, right? So regarding on this position, the most important thing I would look out for is the direction of your toes and the use of your heels, okay? So again, when you go into this position right over here, my toe is facing out this way, same goes for my right, it's gonna start projecting towards that way. Now, what you could do is, when you get into this position, you could kick your left leg through, and what you're gonna do with your right hand, right here, is you're gonna push yourself off away, okay? So I'm gonna kick, push, right? Now, it isn't exactly like a shove with your wrist, it's more of a drop, right? So as soon as you kick, keep in mind your toes, drop on down, and then from here, we're gonna lift our left leg up, while this right leg pioneers through with that extra push, okay? So, again, from here, heels and your toes need to be pointed in that direction that you're going through. I'm gonna bring my right leg in, face this left leg over, kick, push or drop, lift up, right? And then as you get better with this leg, your right leg going under, you want to think about how strong you want to kick your right leg through, okay? And you want to keep it as low as possible until the very end. So keep in mind, I'm going to do this again. So kick up, drop down, left leg up, right leg is going to just soar through like a plane over the ocean right here. And as you gradually get better, you'll get a better understanding of the turning motion once you open up your legs, right? And so once you unfold that V, you'll pretty much have that momentum to spin. Your right leg is the most important thing. You will end up using this leg to throw as much as possible. So showing you one more time with the full motion. Your legs need to maintain a straight form as much as possible. Keeping in mind, again, the direction of your toes, right? You want to make sure that you lock your knees as much as possible, okay? So as soon as you accomplish the first phase of the spinning part, really the next focus would be your legs, okay? Now, a good way to stretch this out or keeping them locked, try to lock in your knees as much as possible, as if you were doing a little heel stretch from the back. And then try to pop up onto your back, okay? Fully back, keeping your toes straight up and your knees locked, right? Now, this is the position you'll be holding as soon as you get your spin, okay? So, for example, I'm gonna try that attempt again, where I'm gonna go left, right? Clockwise, by the way. Projection of your toes, drop, lift up. Your right leg is going to swing on through. And as soon as you get that little swing and get that little momentum, you're going to push away with your hand here. And then you're going to lock your legs. Notice that my toes are completely locked and my knees are stretching on out as much as possible. Once you do this, you'll be able to start increasing the speed of your backspin here, right? So again, left leg, go drop, lift up, throw your right leg through, lock. All right, so once you've locked the back spin part, or this portion here, right? Now with this positioning, once you keep it up into that V, the trickiest part is rolling it over to the next windmill, right? So what it takes is pretty much a vice versa of the momentum that you started in the beginning. Instead, this time, instead of using your toes, you will start now using your heels a little bit to turn that momentum with you. So, as a quick example, okay, I'm gonna throw my leg up here, get on down, throw, right? I'm not gonna throw too hard from here, but this portion is super important. So I'm gonna take my left leg, again, keeping in mind my clockwise. This is my pioneer leg, this is my control leg. My control leg is gonna control myself going down, using my heels, going down and going under me, okay? If you see it in this position, that means you cannot roll yourself accordingly. You will end up just using your toe to stop you from all that momentum you've built up, okay? So again, you need to bring this heel lower past you. At this point, I can't see my heel, right? And then I'm gonna bring my right leg through, and from here, I'm gonna have my hands pushed on up in front of you, right? You're pretty much gonna get ready to catch yourself into this position here, right? Now, of course, that's gonna take more momentum, right? So I'll try to bring it up in full speed a little bit more, okay? Throw, drop, up, push, leg goes under, have my hands ready, and get up, okay? All right, now, so for this positioning, once you've locked the backspin part of the windmill, right? So again, keeping your toes up, going onto your back. Once you've got a good one or two couple spins on here and your form is nice and locked, right? The next thing you want to think about is your heels, okay? Still keeping in mind my toes are pointed up, but now I'm going to worry about my heels. So this part right here, using my left leg, I'm going to go right under, okay? To the point that you're no longer going to be able to see it. You want to maintain this, I guess you could say, vertical V as much as possible, and then keeping your hands right in front of you for that initial roll, right? So a good exercise to work on this would be to bring this under, keeping that leg up, keeping your head down, hands in front, and then just popping up to sort of like a very low version of a push-up, right? Keeping your head under. Now, bringing it over to the next step, to the next windmill will be a little bit challenging, but again, keeping in mind your pioneer leg and your control leg, right? Pioneer leg would be your, pretty much the strong force that will carry your windmill over, right? So this right leg here will pretty much determine how fast my windmill will be going, right? So 1, 2, 3, with that initial spin, I'm gonna now then roll my leg under, bring my right leg up, and then get into this positioning. From here, once you keep your legs in that V, you should be able to now then start to roll consistently. Alright, so once you've locked in and gotten the rollover part, the next part is really about now how to get those continuously, right? So, as you may have noticed, my form was sort of right here, right? But this is, I guess you could say, a stop phase of where you would be at with the windmill, okay? So to really help you out here, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now still can think about my pioneer leg, right? Instead of swinging all of this here, you can take it slow. Let's go ahead. What you're gonna do is you're gonna step that right leg in, go ahead and drop a little bit, because in the midst of this move, you'll be all in this during that momentum, right? So as soon as you get your right leg in, you're gonna kick up with that left leg, and just like clockwork. Instead, this time we're not gonna deal with the push as much. If you need to, you can still have your hand ready there, right? But again, think about that pioneer leg and the toes, that's the direction of the toes that it's throwing. I'm gonna bring it through, and it's just rinse and repeat all over again, okay? So.